Femi just sent a message to the entire Raw roster, and it was written in pure dominance. If you're not subscribed to WWE Express yet, hit that subscribe button, like and ring the notification bell right now because we're about to break down one of the most telling performances of 2026, and why this open challenge victory signals something massive shifting on Monday Night Raw. When you think about professional wrestling, you're thinking about storytelling. You're thinking about the journey from underdog to champion, from hungry challenger to acknowledged threat. But sometimes, just sometimes, a single match encapsulates everything you need to know about where a person's career is headed. That's exactly what happened when Femi answered his own open challenge and destroyed Otis. This wasn't just a victory. This was a statement wrapped in a physical manifestation of pure athletic dominance. Let's talk about the setup. Femi, standing in the ring on Raw with an open challenge, is already a power move. The open challenge is traditionally the weapon of choice for confident champions and legitimate main eventers. It's a signal to the entire roster that you're willing to face anyone, anytime, anywhere. It's confidence materialized. But Femi took that concept and weaponized it in a different way. This wasn't about welcoming challengers. This was about inviting victims. Otis came out ready to compete. You have to respect that. Otis is a man who's proven he belongs in main event conversations, someone who's earned his place through hard work, dedication, and genuine moments of excellence. But here's where the psychology becomes fascinating. Otis is a heavyweight competitor, someone built on strength and power. Yet when you step into the ring with someone like Femi, someone who's become the physical embodiment of raw power on the Raw brand, you're not just wrestling another competitor. You're wrestling a force of nature. From the opening bell, the match told a clear story. Femi's dominance wasn't just about winning, it was about establishing a hierarchy. Every move was calculated to send a message not just to Otis, but to everyone watching from the back, everyone on the roster who might be considering what challenging Femi actually means. This is a man who's been ascending rapidly, and matches like this one are the exclamation points at the end of sentences about his trajectory. What makes Femi's presentation so compelling right now is how he's wrestling with purpose. It's not just athleticism. It's not just physical superiority, though he certainly possesses both. It's the way he carries himself, the confidence in his movements, and the way he's clearly been working on his psychology between the ropes. Every match builds towards something. Every victory matters. And when you're delivering performances like this one, when you're dismantling experienced competition with precision and power, people start to take notice. More importantly, people start to get nervous. There's something really interesting happening on Raw right now with Femi's positioning. He's operating in a space where he's dangerous enough to concern anyone, but he hasn't quite fully stepped into that main event picture where everyone's watching your every move. That's actually the perfect place to be if you want to build momentum that catches people off guard. This open challenge victory against someone like Otis keeps that momentum rolling. It proves you can beat established veterans. It proves you can do it convincingly. The storyline implications here are substantial. When someone like Femi is throwing out open challenges and dismantling everyone who answers, you have to start asking questions. What are his ambitions? What's the end goal? Is this the pathway to championship gold? Is someone going to step up and finally provide legitimate resistance? And more importantly, who on the Raw roster has the combination of physicality and psychological edge necessary to present a real problem for someone operating at Femi's current level? One of the most engaging aspects of professional wrestling is watching careers develop in real time. You're witnessing someone's ascension unfold week after week, match after match. Femi's current arc is compelling because he's earning it. He's not being handed anything. He's walking into the ring night after night and proving through action that he deserves a seat at the table with Raw's biggest names. That's the kind of story that makes wrestling worth investing in. The Raw roster has incredible depth right now. There are multiple competitors at the top level, and there's genuine intrigue about who belongs where. But when you start dismantling people in open challenges, when you start building a resume that's undeniable, conversations start happening backstage. Conversations about opportunities, about positioning, about where you fit in the grand scheme of championship aspirations. That's where Femi's momentum becomes genuinely threatening to the established order. What's fascinating about Femi right now is that he represents that wild card element. You don't always know what's coming next with him. You don't know if his next appearance will see him inserted into a tag team situation, a multi-person storyline, or if he's building towards something more substantial. That unpredictability is part of what makes him interesting. Raw needs that element. Raw needs competitors who feel like they could disrupt the status quo at any given moment. The performance against Otis was exactly what it needed to be. It was dominant without being obnoxious. It was impressive without overshadowing everything else happening on the show. It was a piece of a larger puzzle that's slowly coming into focus. This is how you build momentum over time. You don't have one match that changes everything. You have consistent performances that convince people you're worth paying attention to. You have victories that prove you belong. You have moments that make fans ask themselves, Could this person actually win the World Heavyweight Championship? Looking forward, the question becomes what's next for Femi. Open challenge victories are great for establishing dominance, but at a certain point, real progress requires more significant opportunities. It requires being placed in situations with higher stakes, with more visibility, with opponents who can elevate you through the quality of the feud itself. Raw has those competitors. Raw has those storylines available. The thing about professional wrestling that makes it endlessly engaging is that the best athletes aren't always the ones who get pushed. Sometimes it's about positioning, timing, and whether someone can capture people's imagination. Femi is doing the athletic part. He's proving he can physically compete at the highest level. Now it becomes about whether the narrative builds to something genuinely significant. That's what makes moments like this open challenge victory worth discussing. It's not just about what happened in the ring. It's about what it represents for where wrestling is going, who the future main eventers might be, and what story wrestling wants to tell over the next few months. Femi defeating Otis answers one question while raising several others. And in professional wrestling, that's exactly how you keep people invested. Thanks so much for watching WWE Express. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our continued analysis of Raw, the evolving storylines, and the incredible athletes pushing professional wrestling forward. We'll be breaking down everything happening on Monday nights and exploring the psychology and drama that makes wrestling worth our time. Subscribe now, and we'll see you next time on WWE Express.